Well, hello, hello, my Instacart community. I'm so glad that you're here. It's just another day of, what happens in a day of doing Instacart shopping. We just talk about the regular stuff. Thank you so much for comments. It keeps the dialogue going. And it's just good to get the stuff up and out, don't you think? I always do. I mean, it's like it's so funny because I do the keto food plan as well. And you get this like vacant cow stare from people, or you get their opinion of it without them ever having done it, right? And so it's the same thing when you talk gig work, especially hours here at Instacart. You get that look of like, why would you do that? And how come you do that? And don't you want benefits or anything? It's like, it's like you need to talk to people that do it so they can you can get that immediate identification and they understand exactly what you're going through, the love-hate relationship, the thrill of a great, trip and completing it and saying, wow, everything was in stock and it was a pretty decent tip and it all went well. Isn't that a great feeling? Well, I just checked my ratings just to see how it was going, and somebody gave me a 4-star. So, back in the pit of 4.96 again. But it's not like my batches didn't improve in item numbers or tips or amounts and less distance when I was at 4.98 for the last week. Who knows? I just keep doing what I do and hope to keep it local. They're predicting a banner year of rentals here on Cape Cod, and I know I did a lot of Instacart shopping for people staying in houses, even those staying in hotel rooms. They'd get a lot of food delivered because they've got little fridges and microwaves and things like that. Anything to cut down the cost of going out to eat and spending, $25 for a lobster roll. It's worth it to some people, I guess. So I was just reading an article where Instacart is valued at 39 billion. So I don't think that they're going anywhere soon. So when I read the people grousing about Instacart going out and they're, we won't have jobs and what will we do? I don't think it's going anywhere fast. I think it's going to become, a niche sort of thing, a luxury shopping gig for those that want the service. And, they'll pay for that to have it brought. They've got other things that are much more important in their little lives. And, they'll just do what they do. I think I just got a flash of who the 4 came from. And it was this man that you could just kind of tell by the way, he thought I was stupid when he was looking for 1st July, which is funny because it was started by the daughter of the Cape Cod shipman, who was also on the Cape, and she lives in Chatham, and it's quite a company, but that's an aside. But he was looking for the Cape Cod chip tortilla chips, and it's not the lime, and it's not the original. It's a blue corn chip now. So anyway, he was looking for it, and I said, it's not here. And he goes, it comes in a gray and blue bag. And he's just got that tone like, I'm too stupid to find it. And he goes, it's in the natural food section. I said, that's where I am right now, sir. There aren't any in stock. There is this Garden of Eden, which is blue corn chips, and Nature's Promise has one too, the Stop and Shop brand. So we ended up with the Stop and Shop brand, but he was kind of had that tone, that tone that you can feel through the text, is that they think that I'm like this stupid, uneducated, mostly toothless person that couldn't get a real job to save themselves. And maybe I'm taking this too personally. I have caffeine stained teeth at my age, right? So anyway, yeah, it's just funny when they're so smart that it's like, well, how come you're having me do your shopping? It's just kind of funny. You just want to fire back, how long you've been doing it or how many trips per day, or that you're standing in front of, I mean, I take pictures of empty Oh yeah, he also wanted a pizza, Paul Newman Supreme Pizza. and it was on sale. And so the area above the little UPC, what the item is, was totally empty in the freezer section. And next to it was sausage and uncured pepperoni Newman's Pizza. And I said, well, I'd be happy with that. And, but he wasn't. He wanted the Supreme or nothing. But you could just tell that he was just, she's not really doing her job. She's just trying to get through. And nothing could be further from the truth. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're the Instacart shopper that has the veggie clerk, go out back and see if there's, any kind of an obscure sort of item. I had that with, it was some item, but the guy's really nice. He just doesn't mind trotting out back and seeing if there's a newly delivered sort of item. And, I can't remember what it was, but it was that obscure that I can't remember what it was. But yeah, so we always, and especially today in our markets, right? There's so many offerings. There's so many kiosks or special places. I mean, the late July chips are they were in the natural. They're in the regular, that's a whole department at this Stop and Shop. And then they're in the kind of specialty chips aisle with things like chickpea chips and things like that. They're in that aisle. Then they're on kiosks. And then, like, if there's a special, they're in the special aisle, which usually is like the first or the bargain one where things are on sale, as well as the chip section. And so it's just kind of funny how, we check, so many different areas. We know it's just not as easy and cut and dried. And, I couldn't find the already cooked bacon a couple of days ago. And they usually have the little cardboard kiosk where it's right there, kind of at the end of the meat refrigerated things with bacon, so you can pick that up. And this particular store puts their already cooked bacon that is shelf stable in the refrigerated section now with the rest of the bacon. So I thought that was interesting. Just like Velveeta cheese, which is like a non-food item, much less non-cheese item, right? And they're putting it in the cheese sections of the refrigeration in the dairy department. So I find it kind of interesting because it's not even a food, much less a dairy product. But I digress. So, we really look. And if you're watching this, and that means you watch other people that do Instacart, and you are always looking for tips and tricks on how to do things and how to just get better at doing things and how to communicate what you're finding. A lot of times, I've gone home with half a tongue because I've bitten it because of the attitude of the person sitting at home. And sometimes I really feel like they aren't really aware of what they're missing. On those days when it's crowded, Sunday must have been, you aren't allowed in the store unless you bring your mother and your significant other with you. So you can have the committee meeting as you're standing in front of the granola bars on which one to get, where you have this conversation, oftentimes in a foreign language, about which ones to pick, and you can't get by them. And this other guy who was like doing the same pacing of the stores as me, he said, "Am I in your way?" And I said, "No, these people are, this committee, right?" And they pull us out. "Oh, sorry. And it's like, can't you just do your shopping alone? But I don't mean to sound tired and ornery. I'm not. I'm well rested. I had 9 hours sleep. I'm ready to continue with my 4.96 rating. And it's another day in paradise. And that's kind of funny because I got 2 5-star ratings on Tuesday morning. And so, but when people do the ratings and how to understand how they do the ratings, I watch a lot of videos on that. It kind of makes sense, or it doesn't make enough sense that I know that it's not as cut and dried as we think it might be. With the 100 orders, if you've got a few 5-star ratings over here, and you do 6 batches and those fall off, that could be the reason that I have this new lower rating because it knocks off some fives that I had anyway. It's too crazy to think of. I just get out there. Every job, every shopping job that I start, I begin with 5-star in mind. Everybody gets the 5-star treatment. I don't throw their vegetables around. I don't purposely crush their grapes. I don't do things like that. And so it's just interesting, how we are in our little world of. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope your Instacart app works divinely and you don't have like the brownouts where they don't get your messages until like you're leaving the store. And so all those refunded items, they would have said yes to the replacements. I always feel bad for the customer with that. But the stuff happens and we do the best we can with what we have. I do like the Shaws/Stars/Albertson as they have Wi-Fi. So you're immediately connected and you don't have those fade outs that I get at Stop and Shop and other markets. But yep, it's another day in Instacart paradise. I hope you have a wonderful day. Just a typical day with typical issues with the app anxiety, AA. Thanks for watching. I'll see you here the next time. This has been Sarah, Instacart Pearls of Wisdom. Bye-bye for now.